Hello, awesomes. How are we doing this week? This is we're in week 7. If you've already looked at week 7, not a whole lot posted there. You're probably thinking to yourself, why? Okay, so it's here to tell you why. Kind of briefly mentioned it in my um, course message to you on Monday. This week is fairly simple. I want you. We hopefully we have most of our teams. All of our teams have been formed. You should be working now on this, and that's what we're going to kind of go over a little bit today. And I'll be back with you later in the week too. So I received a few questions about how this thing is supposed to look. What do you want us to do? Do we just follow the bullet points and things like that? So I wanted to kind of address a few of those with you. So in your teams, you have this collaborative research proposal, right? And in the introduction, and then part of this assignment description says, okay, here are the things that we're looking at. We're going to find and articulate a problem. Here's the kind of the things that we're trying to do. We want to develop patterns of inquiry. How are we going to find stuff out? Discover your strengths and weaknesses as writers, right? So that's kind of in your list of qualifications, right? And then formally plan your work's project life cycle. And so we kind of give some ideas here, right, in the assignment. Here's kind of the things I want you to do, right? And it's kind of like, how do we discover a problem? How are we kind of pinpointing what that problem is? What are problems? I know that most of the teams have been in communication with me, and I think we've got that down, right? So that's great. And then here's kind of the main sections, right? There's sometimes there's a summary. We have this introduction part. There's the proposed program of work, and then description of qualifications and the project's life cycle. So we have these sections, if you will. And so then I say, in order for our project to be considered for approval, I want us to put together a proposal, approximately 2 to 4 pages, kind of a broad range here of words, that includes as many of the following elements as applicable to your project idea. This may be in the form of an essay or simply a list that follows the checklist here. So yes, for those of you who have sent me questions about that, if you want to make these turn these into like an essay or something like that, I'm mostly concerned if that these things, as many of these things as you can kind of determine by Sunday night this weekend, that your team can gather and put together and try to get as complete a list as possible. And of course, some of these might not be applicable depending on your, as I say here, depending on your topic, right? Your research question. So we've got these bullet points here. So what is the main question or issue? So I'm okay with on this proposal. If you wanted to do bullet point, you don't need to put the question in there unless you want to. And I'm actually okay too if you copied and pasted these bullet points, and then underneath each one, you guys just put in your stuff, right? Okay, plug and play, as they say. I'm okay with that. So you start with a question or issue that your team is pursuing. This may be stated as a question or described as an issue or problem that you're attempting to investigate. What's a possible title of the work, right? This is not set in stone. Just give it a shot, because the title is going to kind of give me an idea of how you guys are thinking about it. 1 or 2 paragraph description of the question or issue. So this is where we kind of think about when we think about up here, right? We're talking about the introduction, right? Product includes a strong draft, right? We have a purpose and audience, and we're going to give us that background information, right? So you can find a little bit more there if you need. 1 paragraph describing why the project is interesting, significant, or useful to you. A brief list of methods that your team may use, right? So now we're kind of talking about the plan. What are you going to kind of do? What is one new thing that maybe your team may experiment with, or further develop from your previous work or knowledge in this project? So this might be, I've never used a survey before. So we might think about, okay, might a survey work, and who would we send it to? And then we talk about the steps your team's process to complete the project. And so just give me a preliminary timetable. Hey, we want to have surveys done, want to have research done by Halloween, let's say, right? We want to have X number of things done by Halloween. For the final project, we want to have this done by November 2nd or whatever, right? Whatever those dates may be. So what are 3 to 5 possible information sources for the project? Where you think you're going to find stuff. 3 to 5 information sources, other main points your team is working on. So just literally, we can just go down and hit these bullet points, okay? And I'm totally fine with that, and I want you to feel okay with that. And that's kind of like my main purpose of this video anyway, just to kind of reinforce or encourage you that those things are okay. Just to use this bullet point list is probably easiest for you and your team. All right, you guys have a great week. I'll be back shortly with you. Take care. Bye now. Stay awesome. Stay safe.